Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for this season I wanted to do another astrological video for you guys, and this one is going to be all about Libras, but it is about a specific kind of Libra. It's about the Libra sun and Aries moon in women. So if you have the Libra sun and Aries moon, and especially right now that we are getting the Aries full moon in Libra season, this is actually very interesting to see how that affects. This is not really about the full moon, but this is about some Libra women who also have an Aries moon. And I think that when you hear who these women are, you're going to really think like, wow, these are really powerful women in their own ways, and they really are making a huge impact on the world. So the four women I'm going to talk about today are Cardi B, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Amber Rose, and Kamala Harris, and they all have a Libra sun and an Aries moon. So for those of you guys who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows who's watching this, that the sun sign is what everybody knows. That's what people call you. Your sun sign is what you develop into, what you grow into as you get older. And basically, it is what you are most like to the outside world, and especially as you grow older. Your moon sign is more about your emotion and your soul and who you are to yourself. When you're by yourself, what are you? What are your real motivations and your emotions? That's what your moon is actually ruling. So the Libra energy and the Aries energy are actually opposites. So they are opposite signs. Libra being ruled by Venus and Aries being ruled by Mars. So you have the Libra, which is the more feminine energy, and the Aries, which is a more masculine energy, together in these women. I'm going to start off by just reading out their birthdays so you have a little bit more information about them. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and by the way, for those of you who don't know who she is a congresswoman for the United States from the Bronx, New York. And she was born on October 13th, 1989. So in this Libra season, this is her birthday. So happy birthday, Alexandria. And she's turning 30. Now, Kamala Harris, for those of you who don't know Kamala Harris, she's a presidential candidate for the Democratic Party in this 2020 election cycle. And she's also a senator from California. She also was a former Attorney General of the state of California, and her birthday is October 20th in 1964. So that she's about to have her birthday too, so happy birthday, Senator Harris. Cardi B just celebrated her birthday, and her birthday is October 11, 1992. She was born in the Bronx, New York. And Amber Rose, and happy birthday to Amber Rose, and also congratulations and happy birthday to your new son, Slash. And she was born in October 21st of 1983, and she was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And what's cute is her son is going to also be a Libra as well. So congratulations to Mava for that. Now, I think that these women are coming from two different spheres, but they are pretty similar, and sometimes they overlap a little bit. So with Libras, as I said, they are a very strong feminine energy. And Libra women are generally very beautiful because they're ruled by Venus, and Venus rules over beauty and romance. They are very beautiful, like very physically attractive women, especially, and men too, but in this case, women, really, they are very attractive. Things that will stand out about a Libra is their hair, and actually Venus and Libra rules over the hips and the butt. So generally these women, something with their hair or something with their hips or butt will stand out a lot, and I think that's very apparent, especially with Amber Rose and Cardi B. And with Amber, she has a big butt, which has grown over time. And I think that is indicative of Libra being her sun sign. So she didn't always have like a huge butt. She wasn't really known for that when we first found her in 2007. She was very slim, but she did have some hips, but she was more slim. And as she's approached 30 and as she's gotten to a larger age, she has really become more voluptuous and got a bigger butt. And the same thing with Cardi B. She did not really naturally have a big butt, but as she got older, and also because of cultural changes and the way that certain communities view having a big butt and certain jobs view having a big butt, she has that and she had to grow into that. And who knows, when she gets older it might get bigger even. So I think that Cardi has a very varying looks, but you're always gonna get something from her that's very beautiful. So I really likes long hair, but she does different colors. But she's gonna have probably a long wig on stage. She's probably gonna have a very nice bodysuit that really shows her curves. That's her style. So even though she changes it up a lot, she does have a very signature style. With Amber, you really see that she has that signature style. Everybody knew her because she had the bald head, and she's kept the bald head so long because that is her image, that's her style. And even though she has short hair, it's very present. Everybody notices her hair even though she's bald, which is very strange. It's like people notice it more because she's bald and she's platinum blonde. She's more beautiful because she's bald in a way. And that just plays into her whole image and definitely into her Libra sun. With Senator Harris and Congresswoman Cortez, they are very distinct looking, but with their professions, they can't, have pink wigs and purple wigs and platinum blonde hair. They have to have a natural look. So I think that it's more subdued, and especially with Senator Harris, it's much more subdued. But something I noticed with Senator Harris is she does always have her hair done in a particular way. And I think it's called the rich black woman hairstyle that Oprah wears, Michelle Obama wears. And Senator Harris also wears that. So she does have that rich black woman hairstyle that everyone calls it. And I do think she has very beautiful hair as well. But with with Congresswoman Cortez, with her, it was a very distinct when she came out. She didn't come out as this like sexy, super over sexy woman, even though she is much younger. She's the youngest congresswoman ever. But she has a very distinct look, and she actually plays on her look. So the red lip and the gold hoops, that's what she's known for, and that is her look. And even though she can't do much because she is in such a conservative position, and everybody has to dress a certain way, and she can't go and wear different colors, and even when she's not in her office, she still has to present herself a certain way. She does make sure that people know, like, oh, she has red lipstick. I have red lipstick, and I'm gonna wear my red lipstick, and nobody can tell me not to. I'm gonna have my hoop earrings, and no one's gonna tell me not to. And that is her thing. Even though she is in this conservative dressing world, she has a very distinct look. And the thing with the Libras is that and especially with the Libra sun with the Aries moon, they have a lot of this masculine energy, this drive, passion, and Aries energy is very pioneering. They always want to lead and they always want to be independent. But because these women are Libras, Libra suns, they're leading with a lot of their beauty, and it's almost to a detriment. So with Cardi and with Amber, to me, and I think that in the black world, Cardi B is kind of the standard of beauty. Like, she's light skinned, she's Caribbean with Latina roots, and she has the body, she has the big boobs, she has the big butt. This is not the standard of beauty for everyone, but I think that is actually the standard of beauty in New York City, in the Bronx where she's from. That is definitely the standard of beauty there, and she definitely fits it. And I think that because of her past in a job that relied so much on her beauty, and now as she goes through life as an entertainer, she still relies a lot on her beauty. And I believe that that is almost to her detriment. And I think that when people think of Cardi B, they think more of her as like funny than pretty, but I think that people do think that she's pretty as well. It's not like she's this bombshell or like a Kim Kardashian. Like Kim Kardashian's another Libra. She does not have an Aries moon, but she is more looked at as like sexy and beautiful. But I don't think that Cardi is really looked at that way by the masses. I think that people do see her as sexy and beautiful, but that's when people think of her, they think funny, loud, or crazy. Like they don't really think like beauty, but that she is beautiful. Everybody knows that she's so pretty, you know? But and I think that when people don't know her, like older people I've been around who don't really know her from Instagram or Love and Hip Hop, they just see her for the first time on a red carpet and they're like, wow, she's gorgeous, she's drop dead gorgeous. And I think that is almost to her detriment, as she actually is trying to lead millennials to the poll and interview presidential candidates. People are like, why is it her that's doing this? She shouldn't be doing this. But she does. She has the influence over younger people, and she knows that, and she wants to bring them to vote. And that's another thing of how these four women actually, they have the same signs. And even though you might think like Cardi B and Kamala Harris, like there's nothing in common, but Senator Harris, a lot of people in her position never become famous. Senator Harris is famous for good or for bad. And she's had a lot of policies that a lot of people, including me, don't really agree with. But for good or for bad, a lot of people who are in politics don't become famous. A lot of people in Congress, you've never heard their name before, or you might hear it in passing if you're like an avid watcher of MSNBC or C-SPAN. But a lot of these Congress people are not famous, and they like it that way. And because they can just win, and especially with senators and congressmen, you are in this position, and a lot of people don't care. Everybody votes for president. That's when Americans come out to vote, is for president. People don't really know, like, who is the congressman. I think a lot of people who are even watching this might not know who is my congressman, who is my senator. And I think that those people, they like to slip under the radar a lot of time, but for Senator Harris, no. For her to run for president now, in her, I believe this is her first, or maybe this is like her second term. I think this is her first term as senator, I'm pretty sure, of California. And before that, she was an attorney general. And for her to run for president now, 50 years old, in her first term as senator, is very risky, because people are going to know who she is now, and people know who she is. And she came, they say that she came after Joe Biden. I don't believe that she came after him, but she told him that what he was saying was disrespectful and wrong on something, and that she had a lived experience that was different from his. But people remember that, and I think the people of California will maybe vote for her again. But I think that a lot of times senators want to avoid people really knowing who they are. But because Senator Harris really went for the limelight, it kind of shows that, she has this in her, that she wants this celebrity attention in the same way that a Cardi B or Amber Rose wants it. So I think that with the natural beauty of the Libra, and then the power and the drive of the Aries, it just pushes them forward. With Amber Rose, for example, she was a girl, a dancer in the clubs in New York, and she stood out so much in a music video that she ended up, I'm not sure if she was engaged but publicly in a relationship with a rapper, which almost never happens. Rappers go through so many groupies and girls at the shows, and most of these girls will never be on a red carpet with a rapper. The fact that Kanye, someone who's probably dated so many women, and especially in the early days, took her on red carpets as this is just a dancer and a video model, and that comes dime a dozen. So I think a lot of people, to her detriment, actually call her like a groupie, and a professional groupie or something like that. And that is why she took on the cause of the slut walk, is because she knows that she is gorgeous, she knows that she's smart, and she knows that she's driven, and people are just summing her up to, oh, she dated this guy. She dated this famous guy, and he talked bad about her, and she's always going to be known as the ex-girlfriend of this famous guy who is completely moved on and married with kids. But that's all she's going to be known as if she, if she doesn't show with her drive, with that Aries drive, that she's more than that. And I think that's what her activism as far as women's rights and the slut walk comes from. Now on to AOC. With her, she really, as soon as she hit the office, she took this office from someone nobody has ever heard of. Nobody has heard of the person. I cannot remember the name. All I know is that he was in the office for 20 years as a congressman for that district of New York, in the Bronx, and Queens, and he didn't even live there. He's like this old white guy. Now she comes in as this the youngest congresswoman, and beautiful Puerto Rican, darker skinned, very indigenous looking, more indicative of the people of that area. And as soon as she comes in, she is boom in the limelight. The president's talking about her. She's always on TV. People who are not into politics know who she is. And nobody knew who the congressman over her district was before. And that's what I'm trying to say. In politics, people, a lot of times, unless you have to be, and it takes a lot of ego to become the president or to be in a very public office. And I'm not saying that AOC is filled with ego. I'm just saying that she has some drive in her that's pushing her to the top, and everybody knows who she is. And she has a very, very strong base of people who would want to vote for her that don't live in her district. Right now, she's just focusing on getting those votes from her district. But everyone in the country, I live way in Florida, and I can't vote in New York. Definitely cannot vote in the Bronx. And I know exactly who she is. And if she was to run for another office, I think a lot of people would know who she is. If she wanted to run for Senate of New York, if she wanted to run potentially for president, if she wanted to do something completely different, just to host a television show on politics or on anything, she'd probably do well. So you could see this drive, and headed with the beauty, but the drive is always underneath it. The thing about Aries moons is that they are very good in times of conflict. So in all these women's lives, they've had some different conflicts. With AOC, it's with Donald Trump. Same thing with Kamala Harris. She also lived through the segregation and having to be bused to school. Cardi B and Amber, they grew up very poor in the hood, and they had to dance, and that was basically the best thing that they could do, and they did it, and they were successful, and they got out. And with Aries moons, you're going to stay calm in extreme turmoil, and that is a trait of a winning person. Like, you have to be able to stay calm and level-headed and understand, okay, I have this passion, I have this drive, I feel very strongly about this and this and this. But in order for me to achieve my goals, I have to work really hard, and I can't let things bother me. And that is exactly what the senator and the congresswoman and Amber and Mava are actually doing, is that when something really bad happens, they're able to get through it without it really affecting them too badly. And that's going to allow them to progress, and they're going to always be in scandals. There's always going to be someone who says something, because they are very successful and beautiful women. But they have to be able to get through that. And that is another positive aspect of having an Aries moon. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something about the Libra sun and Aries moon. I hope you guys are having a really good Libra season. Happy birthday to all the Libras. And I hope you guys have a very prosperous Aries moon, because that is really going to give you the drive to do something. You're going to really have a strong drive. And if you look up to any of these women, like I do, I look up to some of them, and I really look up to all of them in a in a different way. I don't always agree with them, but I look up to them. And if you look up to any of those women, just know that you can take from what they do, what they are naturally like, based on their personality and based on their signs, and take that and apply that to your own life as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. Keep hustling and catch me back for my next video.